Hey guys, welcome back to more Stardew Valley Road to Riches with Jojo. Hey Dive, how's it going, my dude? I don't like how long it's taken to load. Okay, it's fine. Hold on. Got some stuff in the way that need to be not in the way. Hey Wolf, how's your night going? Here you go, Shane. You can have that back. Well, of course. This is my capitalist playthrough, so I don't mind cheating. Or it's not even cheating, because it's just a scummy tactic that hasn't been patched out yet. That is true. You could use a controller. Also, dang man. Toothaches suck. The only thing worse than a toothache is the earache they cause. Because generally speaking, you're just starting to recover from the toothache a little bit when the earache hits. Shane, you need to move, dear. Or just let me phase through you, that works too. Oh, the statues that I have over here, these, are statues of perfection. And basically, I don't know what all versions you can do this on, but at the very least on the PC version. Oh, hey, Rasmodia sent us a gift. If you, because you get that one from completing your farm evaluation with 4 candles from Grandpa. If you, say you stand right here, and you have your Statue of Perfection on. Yeah. Break it, run away without collecting it. You can keep grabbing statues from the shrine. You can do that as many times as you want. I just got tired of doing it. No, I don't think Grandpa would look down on us shamefully. I mean, it is his shrine that we're able to get it out of. So I feel like Grandpa's just like, is my grandchild an idiot? While dropping more statues down at us. Like, this isn't how you're gonna get rich, my dude. But the secret's that I am gonna use it to get rich, Grandpa. Because those statues of perfections were just the beginning of the crystallariums. Don't know what Athena thinks she's barking at, but... Because it's way too light out for it to be an armadillo, so it must be like my dad or something outside. She's been more or less chill all day, except for like around noon or so. She started going absolutely berserk because somebody was outside. I'm guessing my grandpa. I don't know. I didn't get up to check because she wasn't hurting anything, so. Yep, it doesn't matter what year you're in. Just make sure you don't have any rings on that boost your magnetism. Come on, drink your espresso. And also, you might want to go further away from the shrine than you think you need to, so that way you have room to keep running away from them. Yeah. We've almost got all of them that we need to. We've just got a few more missing. I have them kind of staggered out right now, so that way it's easier to manage emptying and collecting them all. And it also gives me time just in case I either get hung up on something or if there's something else in the day that needs to be done. So, like, generally speaking, I can get them done in a little over half of the day. Then we have half the day left over if, say, our kegs are ready, or we have something over in any part of the map that needs to be done, like we need to harvest something at the island, or we need to go finish up a quest. I've tried to keep them kind of staggered out so that way we don't have to stop doing anything for the sake of the crystallariums, but at the same time, you know what? My brain's not working, so there's no end to that sentence. It's just gonna hang there for eternity. The only downside is, doing any of these processing machines takes more of my concentration than I would actually like to admit. Because I don't have very good I can't talk, but I don't have very good hand-eye coordination. So I have to focus more than I would like just to even collect things. Give me that. The jukebox thing, though, that's just purely because I refuse to let off of right-click while I'm walking past to do anything. Alright, last little bit of ancient fruit for the year. Or at least on this farm. Outside. Because we still have the greenhouse, so... We still have the greenhouse on the island, but that's the last of it for this section, at the very least. There we go. We've got that we can take over to the desert. Along with some of that. Wait. What JoJo truck thing? Honestly, yeah. A good tip, though, for stone, if you have the island unlocked and you have Mr. Key's walnut room unlocked, you can do the jade trick of taking the jade to the desert and buying staircases. And then just put the staircases in a deconstructor. One of these guys right here. These little bad boys. Makino. Stop. The goblin child is very hyper today. But you can just throw the staircases in one of these guys and get some stone back. Okay. Our fiber is ready. I'm not going to harvest it right now because I want to get this iridium taken care of and I want to get this jade taken care of before I forget about them. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My brain saw JoJo and immediately went JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. For some reason, it did not register Joja Mart. Let's see. We've got the 3 rows full for crystallariums. And then we used to have a bunch of preserve jars and kegs. We still have the kegs. I did keep the kegs around. The preserve jars, it just ended up being, even if you factor in the double... the double processing time, basically, compared to a keg. So even being super generous and saying we were able to get 3 harvests out of the preserve jar compared to the keg, using the same kind of fruit, ancient fruit, it still ended up being significantly more cost effective to just put that fruit into the keg instead. Because not only was it significantly more money that way. It was also significantly better for my time that way. And time is money. Especially when we only have so much time in a day in this game. And like I said, I've got the crystallariums angled so that we can, or I've got them lined up in a way that we can still harvest all of one row in maybe half of a day, a little more than half a day, just depending on how quickly I move, how distracted I am. Oh, we almost had enough for all of them. That would be cool. Oh well. Either way, I think that was all of our iridium from our little trip to the desert last time. We do need stone as well. So yeah, you can do the staircase method, or you can just buy it from Robin. It gets expensive buying it from Robin, but I don't know, kind of worth it. Oh wow, all 130 walnuts in one sitting. I definitely recommend, if you've already got one for all the other things and you've got one that's just kind of a toss-up one, I definitely recommend using fire quartz in one. It produces very quickly and can be useful for the crystal path and also some just general creation things. Hold on, there was one thing in particular I was thinking of that it was useful for. And oh yeah, the garden pot. Shoot, if you want to basically get more greenhouses, you can just throw the garden pots in sheds. Let's see, that goes in that one. Because that's one of the methods we were using beforehand. So we would have a shed that was half garden pots with either pineapples or strawberries, because I just like the variety. Although at one point it was just blueberries, but even though blueberries produce quite a bit, they just don't produce enough value. So we ended up switching it out. But I need to rearrange these guys. These two right here. Because I keep going for this one for this stuff. Oh, you don't need to be in there. Also, I am so sorry, guys. My brain is extra scattered today. So I don't know how coherent I'm gonna be. Just with my thoughts in general. Because I honestly don't remember how I was intending to finish that statement. Let's see. We had sheds, half greenhouse, half producing machine, so keg or preserve jar. Oh yeah, and that was basically just our setup for a while. The blueberries were great because it would basically be done. No, because the method we use, and that's actually one of the reasons why I was making, one of the reasons why I was growing fiber in the first place is because on the island you can get access to the recipe for deluxe retaining soil. I'm pretty sure you get this one from bird on the island. Little bluebird salesman. I'm pretty sure you get this recipe from him. And it literally, as long as the water is, or as long as the soil is watered when you put this this fertilizer on, or this retaining soil on, you never have to worry about it again. That's like all of the stuff I have growing in the house. Because there are some decorative plants in here, but there's also some like just actual plants growing in here. I think I have all of the regrow plants available. But yeah, as long as you use the deluxe retaining soil, it stays watered. But I like these guys because it was helping me make garden pots. And unlike regular quartz, they produce, I want to say it's I want to say it's 3 refined quartz whenever you smelt them, compared to the one from a regular quartz. But yeah, the only reason I even have the diamond crystallariums is because, hold on, I've got my keybinds backwards again. Obviously, we're going for gold in this one. Normally, I only have like a handful of crystallariums. One of them is usually a quartz of some kind. I don't think I really ever do jade aside from this playthrough where we needed to be able to drop down in the mines quickly. Makino, stop hiding in the bed. I usually have a couple for diamonds for gifting, not really for money purposes. I need some more wine, but the kegs aren't ready yet, so nothing I can do about that. I usually have one for amethyst, and I think that's about it. Oh hey, Jody sent us some fertilizer. This one? Yes. Okay, our mushroom trees are done for the year. I don't really like that they turn into little stubs, but nothing we can really do about that. They look nice the rest of the year, just in winter they look like little stubs. Are any of you guys ready to go? Pep is very close to being ready to go. So we'll check back in on them a little later this week if I remember. I can't guarantee that's gonna happen, but I'll try to keep an eye out for them. Okay, so, obviously the purple statue that I've got a bunch of, that's the Statue of Perfection, right? The one I've got up in the bedroom that gives me prismatic shards is the Statue of True Perfection that you get from Mr. Key. And the one you're talking about is the Statue of Fortune that you can buy over at the casino for 1,000,000 gold. I honestly was considering buying a couple of them just for the novelty of having them, because there's a lot of things we got on here that I've never bought before. Like, I'd never really done any of the obelisks until we started doing the perfection run, because we did end up doing perfection on this one just for something to do. Because it was surprising how quickly we completed everything going the capitalist route. So I started very quickly running out of things to keep me entertained. So we ended up doing perfection. which also didn't take nearly as long as our perfection run did. Probably because I knew exactly what to do after our perfection run. Tried a bunch of different methods. I hung on to the preserve jars for a long time, thinking they were better because I could get more of them in a week, until I was honestly just sitting there and, like, even being super generous and saying, like, rounding up to the next 100,000 place, because it was pretty close to 100,000 place on the preserve jars stoof. Even being super generous there and saying that happened 3 times a week, the kegs were just significantly better value for the same fruit. Oh, it was also super convenient doing the shed method. If you're doing any fruit other than, like, if you don't have ancient fruit and you're trying to do, like, a wine farm, I highly recommend kegs on one half of your shed and pineapples in garden pots on the other side, because you can kind of sync them up for the pineapple to be ready when the kegs are ready to be refilled. So you don't ever have to worry about storing them. You literally just transfer the pineapple straight into your kegs. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I had never gotten them before. But if you want to do perfection, you have to or if you want to do, yeah, if you want to do perfection, you have to get the all four wobelisks. Really, that's a new one for me. All 4 obelisks, plus the golden clock, which is what really held us up on the actual perfection playthrough I played, was just trying to grind up the 10 million gold for it. And I want to say we had the golden clock before we even did half of the stuff on the checklist for this playthrough, because we were already min-maxing money, or trying to min-max money. Sorry for the sneeze, guys. It's probably gonna happen more tonight. For some reason... I shouldn't even say for some reason. I know they're hiding from the puppy, but all of the cats except for Johnny are, or have been in the room with me all day. And you would think the fact that it's getting cold out would tell them to stop shedding, but it's not. It's, if anything, made it worse. And I would get some allergy medication so that you guys didn't have to listen to me having a coughing fit or sneezing, but... No, that was a sneeze. It was not a yawn. But yeah, the brain fog would be even worse if I was taking allergy medicine. Assuming I would even be conscious, because 9 times out of 10, even the non-drowsy stuff makes me sleepy. Okay, we need to pop back over to the desert. Oh, wait, no, hold on. We need to pop up to Robin's first, because we can go ahead and get her scheduled to upgrade that guy, and I can get some more stones, and we're very, very low on stones. Honestly, just grinding for the Hold on, we need 550 of these. Just grinding the money for the obelisks and the golden clock is the worst part of the perfection run. Everything else is pretty whatever. I think I hit a couple of snags with completing the museum. Because we were always missing just like one item that was giving me the runaround. I'm just gonna do a bunch of these, because I really don't know how many we need. See, I've already got really bad brain fog, so I really don't want to... I don't want to slow it down even more. I think I would probably just stop being able to function at that point. And at least now, I know the brain fog is there, it's gonna happen. But at least I have the functionality to at least switch up and switch to a different topic, or try and redirect my thoughts to get back onto topic. I couldn't do that if I was even further brain fogged. Thank you, Rubino. Thank you, thank you. Oh, actually, thank you for reminding me, because that's one of the things we have to work on this winter, is getting our ancient fruit seeds for spring ready. I think what I'm gonna do is... We've got one little area of the farm over by our kegs that's kind of separated. With our current layout, we can fit 296 ancient fruit seeds, or just seeds in general. We can fit 296 seeds in general. But I'm thinking about taking the little section that we've got over by the kegs and using it for whatever's in season, just to keep things different. And also because during summer we could use it for starfruit. Because starfruit is technically the best fruit in the game price-wise. I just don't like having to change it over. Which is a shame, because I could definitely get a lot more starfruit placed than I could ancient fruit, because we can fit them into the kegs. Or not in the kegs, into the garden pots. You can't put ancient fruit in the garden pots, but you can put starfruit. You just have to go through and actually, like, change it over whenever you harvest, and I don't have time for that. Oh, you're good, my dude. Talk away. It makes it easier for me, honestly. Like, I already kind of bounce off of topics constantly. Because, like I said, brain fog. So I'll forget whatever I'm on and just, like, switch up the topic. Like, it's fine. But the more you guys talk, the more I have to bounce off of. The less likelihood that we just sit here in silence while my brain tries to figure out what the hell I was saying. Also, just a heads up, this is a PSA reminder. If you use the desert for things, just use it further over, because there were more of these furnaces here. Just like there were more battery packs over here. Or solar panels. NPC walked through my stuff. And the only one I can think of that it would have been is Emily. So I can't even be mad because it was Emily. Okay, now we're down on gold bars. I'll go run this to the desert in just a second. Actually, wait. Give me those. We might be able to get a good portion of this bottom shed taken care of. Also, the reason there's windows in this shed, any of the ones you see with windows mean that they were originally used as a garden pot shed, and I just liked the look of having the windows in there because it made it feel more like a greenhouse. Okay, that one's completely filled. We can move the rest of these over into our other shed. That might be all the crystallariums we actually need. Not quite, but very close. Which means we really don't need to do any more Skull Cavern trips unless we just want to for fun. Oh, no. I messed up. Those don't need to be filled yet. I got ahead of myself. We can fill them tomorrow, but they don't need to be filled today. Okay. If that's the case, then I might hold off. No. We'll go ahead and go to the desert. Go ahead and get these. Hold on. Go ahead and get some of these iron ore, or that's not even the right thing. Some of this gold ore smelted. I don't guess I really need to... No, I'll do more than I think I do, because they take a ton of gold bars to make a crystallarium. Alright. We can check on those tomorrow, grab what we need. Okay, I think we can get some pathing placed down around here soon. I'm gonna avoid the ones over on our other walkway, considering they're not fully grown yet. See, usually during the year, I try to keep, oh, no, I had my fingers placed weird. But, I usually prefer to keep just ancient fruit on my farm, so that way we have enough to fill up our kegs through winter. But I kind of want to change things up, just since we're getting so close to being more or less ready for just sitting and waiting. I kind of wanted to, like, change things up just a little bit as far as our field goes. Okay, Shane. Thank you for continuously giving me your gifts. Wait, where's Makino? Oh, okay, I see him. He heard his name and came running. Weird little gobbo child. Okay, how many... We have enough iridium bars now that I don't need to worry about smelting any more iridium. We can just hang on to that for a little bit. Hang on to those guys. I'm gonna, before we do any harvesting of our crystallariums, I'm gonna go ahead and pop over to the desert and grab our gold. And honestly, now that we're done crafting crystallariums, I could probably move... No, I'm an idiot. I know what we need to be smelting. I even have it on my list. It was meant to be my top priority this week, but again, the brain frog. The brain frog is real. We need copper so that we can make more kegs. Okay. We'll take the bus back, because I do need to go ahead and actually get the copper ore. See, I'm hoping as long as she doesn't deviate her path anymore, where they're at currently is fine. Wait, what am I doing? I need to use the minecarts. That's the whole reason I took the bus home, was to use the minecarts. I don't know how much of this I need, so we're just gonna stock up on a stack of it. I can always come back and get more. Get some more coal while we're at it. Look, I do say quite a bit. I get the Ditzy and Ditzy Snail very honestly. And to be fair, something that amuses me is that I somehow managed to graduate high school with an honors diploma. And it's just like, how did my brain do this? How? Get in there. Okay, they're smelting fast enough. I'm not gonna worry about accuracy too much. As long as we harvest all of them, that's the main thing. I always forget with copper that I don't have to be as precise as I do with other ores. Because they're gonna be done before I make my way back around. Oh, no, my dude. I've been like this for a long time. You're good. Like, if anything, the brain fog's only gonna get worse. I'm almost 30. It's just gonna get worse from here. Wait a minute. Espresso wore off, and also I needed to make the crystallariums from here. Or in here. We need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11? 11 crystallariums. But yeah, it was this section right over here that I was planning on using for something different. 7. Cool. So we're not quite done filling these up, but what we have left is enough that we could probably just get away with using our statues of perfection to fill up. No, I'm just saying, like, it's just getting worse from here. As far as, like, my brain fog goes. My family tends to get more forgetful as they get older, so... See, I've kind of switched to everything being ancient fruit on the farm. And then anything else, like I said, I've got a bunch of the regrow crops in the house. And I do think that's something I'll probably keep in the future for other playthroughs, is just decorating with garden pots of whatever crop I like at that time. Maybe coffee, because we do spend a decent chunk of money buying coffee from Gus. Because once I get access to the triple shot espresso, I cannot go back to just walking around normally. We move too slowly for that. But yeah, like I said, I've gotten used to the brain fog. That's why I have things like indicators to keep things on my brain whenever I see them. It's a reason I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes that I can see off the, just like on my desk. There's probably more buried somewhere. Oh! Although, to be fair, one of them is just, it's just my notebook for learning Portuguese. Technically, I have a second notebook up here for attempting to learn Korean, but I haven't gotten around to it. I do try things like trying to learn languages to try and like keep my brain from going so bad so quickly. Trying to keep up the cognitive functions at the very least. I do think it was this playthrough that one year we did a really big farm of coffee beans. And I was kind of just like, I really don't feel like processing all of this, it's too much. So we didn't do coffee beans ever again, except for like 1 or 2 plants in the greenhouse. Which I then later moved all the stuff that was in the greenhouse that wasn't ancient fruit into the house for that particular reason of just focusing on ancient fruit. Because I can't use them in the garden pots, but I can use everything else in the garden pots, so I might as well take advantage of that. See, that's how I am with Spanish. Like, I took Spanish in high school. Granted, that's been a long time ago. I have forgotten most of it. I still remember to say how to say hello and goodbye, obviously, and how to ask where the bathroom is. That is the only things that's stuck in my brain. Well, that and enough to tell people I do not know Spanish. Okay, I don't think I have anything else on me that needs to stay. And it's still pretty early. I don't want to go to sleep just yet, so we're going to go check and see what our quests are for the week. See, that's why we've got all of the pepper plants in the kitchen is for spicy eel. Which, honestly, I should probably craft some more of, because we're down to 2. Although it doesn't really matter if we're not going mining anymore. Let's see. Demetrius squid or Demetrius just random lake fish? I will do random lake fish. It doesn't matter how many squid I have been catching. As soon as I take on that quest from Demetrius, the squid are going to stop showing up. That's just how it goes. Also, you know, the brain fog might be bad right now because I haven't had any caffeine today. That very well could be it. Or at least not a substantial amount. Alright, we're gonna check Mr. Q. Whoa. Mr. Key. Also, there is a very good possibility I am not pronouncing his name correctly. I think the actual pronunciation might be Chi because of the spelling of his name, but I've said Mr. Key for too long now to switch it up now. That is how I've always read his name since I started playing. We literally just did the extended family quest. We can do level 100 in Skull Cavern, though. We don't have to actually do anything when we're there. We can just drop down. But yeah, after we get through checking with him, what I was going to say is we can go ahead and grab our ancient fruit off the farm. The thing we're on the way to do now. And I will eventually get around to pulling up the flooring that's over here and also putting down a jukebox because, like I said, it's just too quiet over here. Without the jukebox, that's the whole reason we have one on the farm is because it was too quiet. Honestly, they're really good, but also now I'm wanting crab cakes. I wasn't thinking about them, and now I am. I don't think I can even remember the last time I ate crab cakes. It's really weird. Crab is one of those things that when I was a kid, I always thought was going to be really gross. And also, we just didn't have crab. So I'd never been really exposed to it. And then I got to try some whenever I was an adult. And I'm not talking about just the like, imitation crab. I mean, like, actual crab. And it's surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting it. Oh yeah, we'll get around to changing the flooring here eventually. I do not like this path at all. I like it in, like, just... If you're just doing a straight line, it's fine. But as soon as you try to change it up in any direction, it starts looking weird. As long as there's, like, only one thing being changed. Like, if you're just, like, moving the line up. But when you're intersecting the lines, it starts looking weird, and I just don't like it. See, my go-to, whenever I'm not streaming is... I'll turn on... Generally something I've already seen before. and just like have YouTube playing in the background. That's like with all of the miscellaneous playthroughs of my time at Portia that I've been doing. I've just been listening to like, I think really the only thing I've been listening to is like old Security Breach gameplay. I say old, but you know, just Security Breach gameplay. I have probably watched it more times than I probably should. But it's just like the first thing that comes to mind whenever I'm looking for something to listen to. Like just easy listening while I play. Something I don't have to focus on. I can tell what's happening just from the video, or just from the sounds in the video. Okay, I'll finish tearing this up eventually. We're probably going to pass out, but I just want to go ahead and get the sprinklers up and kind of get the starting line for where to remove flooring. Dude, I love anything relating to the SCP Foundation. Like, I'm too much of a little bubble blowing baby to play any of the SCP games myself, but I love listening to like creepypastas about them or people playing the games based on them. I freaking love that stuff so much. Like I used to work at a liquor store, right? And it was way out in the middle of the country by myself. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to listen to the Creeps McPasta Spotify channel on my way to and from work. Bear in mind, I worked by myself in the middle of the country. Generally speaking, we didn't close until nighttime. Obviously, I was the only worker, so I opened and closed the store. We were only open 8 hours a day. So in the middle of winter, it would be dark by the time I closed up for the day. Oh my God. And I was listening to creepy stories knowing I was gonna spook myself, but I love that kind of stuff. I love that feeling of being like harmless scares. But no, I usually listen to just like gameplay, or I'll listen to game theory stuff. I do enjoy some game theory slash food theory slash film theory. I'll just like throw on one of the playlists and just let it go. I've still got 6 of these to go, but we don't have any more wine, so there's nothing I can do about that. Clint sent us an iron bar. Pretty awesome of him, if I do say so myself, because we could definitely use that. Oh wait, I know why that just didn't go in there. Just didn't have the room. Just didn't have any like things in there. Yeah, but it's cool. I listened to both of them. Actually, there was shoot. Crap. What video was it? Because the security breach playthrough that I listened to is Markiplier's. Because I just genuinely enjoy the sass that he gives Freddy. Just the sass he gives in general, really and truly. But I'll also like throw on his 3 scary games, or just anything from his scary games playthrough. And there was a updated version of one of the SCP games that he played through. I cannot it's the Living Stairway, and I can't for the life of me remember what the game itself is called. Dang, that's gonna bug me until I remember, but I'm probably not gonna remember until I open my browser later. Oh, dude, nice. Like, it is a little scummy to use glitches, but, like, this is literally my capitalist playthrough. I feel like it's cool to be scummy on this one. It's fine. Because I technically knew about the glitch whenever I was playing my perfection run, and that would have helped. But I didn't think that was something that Maisie would do. Jojo's a good person, but she will use anything to her advantage. Okay, that can go up. I need to get these guys into aquariums, but I don't know. I think we'll go ahead and take care of Mr. Key's quest really quick. Go ahead and get it knocked out so I don't have to think about it anymore. No, honestly, the imitation crab is pretty alright in stuff like sushi. I don't think I've ever had it just, like, straight up before. And I've only had, real crab by itself once, and it was when my in-laws made it for somebody's birthday. I think it was my father-in-law's birthday. I want to say it was his birthday. Yeah, it would have had to have been, because it was earlier this year. I can't say for sure if the crab cakes I had before were using real crab or imitation crab. Either way, they were delicious. We can drop down and finish Mr. Key's probably before it gets too late into the afternoon, and then we can head over to... Oh shoot, there was a shaft there I could have taken. Oh well. We should have plenty of time to go ahead and head up to the lake to work on Demetrius's quest. Ma'am? Do you need something, dearest? Athena? Give me 1 second. Athena's sitting outside the baby gate whining at me, so she probably needs a break from the puppy. That, or she's just being a silly Billy who hasn't seen me in a minute. Yeah, I think she's just being a silly Billy. I don't think she needs a break from the puppy because he's. I don't hear him anywhere, so I'm guessing he's still sleeping on the futon. Athena. Here. Alright. Everyone settled in? Nobody else needs anything? Cool beans, cool beans. Athena's tucked into the blanket. Well, I think it's probably one of those things of he chilled out a little bit with age and changing up his ADD medication. Because I will say a lot of some of his playthroughs, there's still screaming involved. Especially if the game is, like, really pissing him off. Or if it just pulls some bullshittery out of nowhere. Which I get. 5 survival burgers, thank you. Don't really need those, but thank you. But, for the most part, it's not nearly as screamy, because I used to have that issue too. There was a point in time where I stopped listening to most of my YouTube gamers that I go for, generally speaking. I stopped listening to them because it was just too much screaming. I just wanted calm stuff. That is a very good possibility too. It's just like you play enough of them and you start recognizing all the tropes and it stops being scary. Okay. That's all done. Alright. Let's get this stuff put up and we can go fishing. Let's see. Auto grabbers are in there. I can actually drink again, so let's get that going so I can move a little bit faster. Where did I have all my miscellaneous food items? There they are. And fishing pole. Oh, dang, man. Look here, my dude. I just need you to be a chill little fishy for me. I don't need anything difficult. Thank you. Oh, of course it was a sturgeon. I will say, if you want any, like, over-the-top reactions from him, any game where he's playing with Bob and Wade generally gets a lot of, goofy energy out of him, which brings back the yelly, screamy bits. I usually stick with the more chill stuff just because, like, that's just what I prefer. I can listen to the screamy stuff if I'm in the right headspace for it. Or in the right mood for it, I guess. See, I like getting spooked myself. And I am unfortunately one of those people that are very, very susceptible to jump scares. My fiance loves making fun of me for it. Or joking, it's jokingly, obviously. He's not, like, actually being mean with it. Which does make it even funnier when I get to joke with him about being jump scared about something. It's like, oh yeah, what were you saying, big man? What were you saying? But yeah, any kind of, like, musical sting or just, like, visual jump scare gets me. That might honestly be why I enjoyed watching everybody's playthrough of the Mortuary Assistant so much, because it was more subtle jump scare, or not jump scares, it was more subtle horror than jump scare horror. And that's a nice change of pace. Okay, you know what, Mr. Fish? You live your life. I'm gonna live mine without you. Okay. I think our kegs should start being ready tomorrow. I need to run to the desert and get those last few iridium bars made. And we need to start getting our tea saplings together. Although that one there's not really any rush on, because that's just kind of more of an aesthetic thing and not really a functionality thing. See, honestly, that's the reason why I haven't been watching a lot of the modern horror movies. It's just they rely too heavily on jump scares. Like, I understand it in a video game. There's only, like, people stick with the tropes they know for video games. That's what made games like The Mortuary Assistant such a, like, breath of fresh air in the horror game genre. It's just that they didn't rely on jump scares. It was more subtle. And, like, I want to say 90% of the game, uh, 90% of the game's, like, random generated scares could be missed if you're not paying attention. Some of them, they're kind of, like, in your face with it, but a good portion of them you could just, like, completely overlook. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I usually get my horror content from, like, creepy podcasts, like Creep Smoke Pasta, and, I used to spend a lot of time reading the, uh, Scary Stories Reddits. I haven't done that as much since I stopped working at the liquor store, because I had a bunch of free time there, so I would just, like, browse my phone. I didn't want to be rude and, like, I would listen to my podcast on occasion while I was there, but I didn't want to be rude and have like my phone going while somebody was in the store. If somebody randomly showed up. My fishing tackle has worn out. Oh no. It's cool. It was literally only there for the extended family fishing quest, so. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hold still, my dude. Hold still. You want to come home with me. That's another sturgeon. That's fine. Let's see. I watched Mark's playthrough of it, Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it. Call me Kevin's playthrough of it. You know what, Mr. Fish? You can go live your life. I don't feel like chasing you. And Gab Smolder's playthrough of it. There's a few more people's playthroughs of it that I want to watch, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm really bad about, like, getting stuck in a comfort zone and rewatching the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So like I said, I've been listening to Security Breach whenever I play games. I've listened to this game. I watched it as it was like as it was premiering. Like I watched all the episodes as they came out. I didn't catch the live stream for part 8 or 9. I can't remember which one it is because I was at work. But I watched it like as soon as I got home that night, and I've watched it multiple times since then. It's one of those things I just get stuck in a loop of watching the same content over and over and over again. Every now and then I'll change it up, and I've got a couple of vloggers I'll watch and change it up with them, but most of them are either Korean or Japanese, so I can't watch them while I'm playing because I have to read the subtitles. Because and also sometimes 90% of their content is just subtitles because they're not actively speaking all the time. Matter of fact, one of the women never speaks. Hers is only communication through subtitles. Like, her videos are very chill. Hold on. IGP, that sounds familiar. I don't know. It might sound familiar because they might have popped up in like a compilation video um for Security Breach. Because one of the downsides of me fixating on videos is YouTube's just like, for a little while they're just like, so you know that thing you've been watching? Here's a bunch of other things that are the exact same thing that you could be watching instead. And I'm just like, no, the same thing, please. Okay. Okay, kegs are starting to be ready. So I think today we'll focus on getting the remainder of our kegs made if we can. And I kind of need to start on... I mean, Shane, he's a goblin. I don't really know what you expect. Like, do you think this goblin mask is just for fun? Of course he's a brat. He's a goblin. But, we can get the kegs going, and then... Actually, I need to see how many we've got first. And then I kind of want to start working on the seeds for spring while I'm thinking about it. Grandma savers? Excuse me? What does that mean? I'm very confused. What does that mean? I'm assuming it's like an inside joke thing. Okay, so now we're low on iron bars, but we could probably... We need 4 more. Perfect. That should be all of these guys that we need. I still need to get lighting and jukeboxes and everything, but that's not really like high priority. As long as everything is in place and being able to be of use, that's the main thing. Really? Okay, now we can get our ancient fruit out. I feel like I say this like at least once a stream when we come into the keg sheds, but Mr. Snail's radio is just so chill. Like, all the songs on the soundtrack are fantastic. And it's actually one of the things I'm looking forward to most with Haunted Chocolatier is just the soundtrack. But Professor Snail's radio, just so calming. Okay, we can finally fill up those last few little spots that were in the basement. Everything else can go ahead and be sold because we've got all winter and probably most of spring to stock up on some more more wine for our next batch in the words. Why do you do this to me, words? We've got until probably the end of spring, mid-spring, to get the last, to get a little stockpile of keg, wow. I can't even blame the brain fog on this one. This is just literally me not being able to talk. We got time to save wine. We got time to save wine, is what I'm trying to say. If words aren't working, we just revert back to base English. Also, our espresso just wore off while I was having a issue speaking. God, it's so much faster when you don't have to harvest them as well. Oh, you're good, my dude. You're good. Phones have a mind of their own half the time. I'm using mine to keep an eye on chat and to keep an eye on the stream just because, generally speaking, if my phone starts buffering, it can either be one of two things. It can be just my mobile data messing up, or it could be the stream disconnecting. So that's usually my first, like, indication that something has gone horribly, horribly wrong with the stream. But it's also how I read chat. Because I only have the one monitor. There's supposedly a way to pop out chat in Streamlabs, but I haven't figured it out. I need to play around with it some more. That's just 100% me just not having taken the time to figure things out and play with things, because the phone works. But every now and then it wants to do this thing where it just decides to stop displaying comment section. Like, the video is still up, but it's got a error code, and it'll happen a couple of times a video. If it happens once, it'll happen a couple of more times. Okay. Where did I have seed makers? That is a fantastic question. Where do I have seed makers? No. No. Ah. Alright, and before we fill those up, I want to check... I want to check the not the greenhouse. I want to check the island and see if we've got any ancient fruit ready over there. Ah, I got you. See, mine had better last for a little while, because I got it as a birthday gift to myself. Shoot, was it last? Yeah, it was last year. I got it as a birthday gift to myself last year, because I'd had my phone for probably about 5+ years too, at that point. Maybe longer. I'm usually pretty good about holding onto my phone until it just absolutely stops working. Like, I had one phone for the longest time where you could not call me. You could text me, because I could possibly get the text later. But you could not call me, because it just didn't want to go through. Which, thankfully, at that point in time, it was, we were living in an area with low service coverage anyways. So, the chances of you being able to call, of anybody being able to call me was just, like, slim to none. Like, you can call me, but I'm not getting it. I'll get the notification later when I've got signal. Last one. There we go. See, I just assumed it was like an inside joke thing, but it might be even funnier if it was just random choice that they picked. I see you. Okay. Give me 1 second. I've got a little, like, air diffuser thing on my desk. And it started, like, whistling at me. Which usually means, yeah, it's out of fluid. I'm glad I actually recognized this, because I cannot tell you for how long I was just hearing this random whistling in the room. And I was like, what is that? Like, I thought it was multiple things. Troubleshot all of them. It was none of them, so I was just like, am I losing my mind? And then I finally happened to see, this little, like, scent diffuser thing, lights up blue around the top of it whenever it goes off. And I happened to see it light up blue at the same time it whistled. So I was like, okay, so I'm not losing my mind. It's just that thing. Wait, what Cthulhu-related game? Alright, let's see. I did the math already, but I need to amend some things. Plus 48. Minus 48. Okay. I've got the full countdown, but I never separated out this little section over here. So we need 232 for the rest of the farm as far as ancient fruit seeds go. And then for our little section over here, we need 64 of whatever seeds we're going to place there. Cool beans. And then I've still got the full total for doing the actual, like, fertilizer and stuff. Like, the whole purpose of me trying to do the math off stream is so I didn't make you guys sit there and listen to my brain. The rusty wheels slowly turning. But it's okay. I need the count right now, so there's just no waiting on it. Chances are we'll go a little bit over just due to the nature of using these machines, because you can get a variety number of seeds. anywhere from 0 if you get unlucky and get mixed seeds to, I think the most I've seen is 3, but it could be more and I just have only gotten unlucky and seen 3. Although 3 is still pretty good from 1 fruit. Call of Cthulhu. Okay, I think this row should be enough to cover it because we're already at 223. We only need 232. Yep, we got more than enough. Awesome. Just gonna go ahead and put those in there. Mix seeds up. And if I'm smart, I'll put these seed makers in our chest with all of our fruit for the kegs. Never collected the money from that. Okay. Okay, because I'm thinking spring we can do rhubarb, summer we can do starfruit, and fall we can do pumpkins, just because I like the look of them. And then everything up here will be our ancient fruit. Okay, Goldie, move. Move, cat. Really? Alright, I'll enter from this side so I can scoot you. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna write them down because I might have to check them out when I get through streaming. Because you gotta love some good Lovecraftian stuff. That's just one of the classics right there. This is the base farm, I believe. Let's see. IGP. And I see Caress slash Call of Cthulhu and Grandma Savers. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I've got all the points I wanted to write down. There we go. See, honestly, Four Corners is probably my favorite. I honestly don't remember what made me go with the base farm in general for this one. I really don't. But I do have intentions of, like, just changing up which farm we're playing on, depending on, like, what we're using it for. Just to kind of keep things different. Oh, shoot, I never went... I guess it doesn't matter that we don't go get, magic rock candy anymore. Because we don't really need the boosts from them. Also, I'm gonna smelt these guys. But yeah, the Four Corners one is, like, one of my favorite ones because it just makes organization so much easier. I want to say I always use the bottom right corner, the one with the little mining section. I always use that one as my farming section for some reason. I don't know why. That's just the one I always gravitated towards. And then the bottom left corner was typically for animals. And then you use a little pathway in the middle for your processing machines for your animals. Or at least that's how I use mine. I think I just went with the base farm just because I wanted a wide open area with not a whole lot going on because I knew we were going to be prioritizing money. My perfection run, we did the beach farm just because I hadn't really gotten a chance to play with it too much. I want to say right in front of the house is where I would use, fish ponds or trees. No, it was fish ponds. And then the upper left portion was for trees. That was my tree farm. Because I distinctly remember going through and chopping them all down. And then going through and planting them all again. Because like I said, this is the only one where I've really, like, made a whole bunch of money. Because that's the whole point of this one. So I don't mind spending a little bit of it to save me the time of going and getting resources. I really should, though, because, like, spending money on wood is kind of ridiculous. I could just be, like, growing some trees out of the desert. But it's fine. I also need to be better about, like, taking advantage of space that's not on our farm. Like, the quarry, we've got our maple trees and our oak trees, but I don't really go over there that much. And now that we've got all the kegs that we need, we probably don't need those trees anymore. So I could switch that up and use that for something else, because I'm pretty sure no NPCs go there. So that's a safe spot. I mean, to be fair, that spot's just, like, perfect for a tree farm. I need to remember to go get my crystallariums. Hopefully I don't forget about it. Because normally I do the crystallariums first and then the kegs last. But hopefully talking about it is enough to keep it in my brain that I've mixed things up today. Okay, you guys in there. We need to go to the island to get our pineapples harvested. And we need to go smelt some of this iridium, because I haven't forgotten that we still have, like, a couple of crystallariums that aren't filled in that last row. We have plenty of time for that, though. Because actually, that won't even be ready until next stream. Because this one's ready today, the next one will be ready tomorrow, and then, yeah, the third one won't be ready until next stream. See, I sometimes say things that I'm immediately going to do out loud just to keep it in my brain. It doesn't always work, because I have messed up before and just, like, completely forgotten something that I literally just said. There's a reason I've got, like I said, all these notebooks around me and general notes in general. Wow, that was good English, wasn't it? General reminders just all over my desk. Whether it be things for in-game that we're gonna do, because there's a little bit of a break in between each round of me playing these games, or just things that I've heard people say while we're streaming that I want to check out after I get done. If I don't write it down, I will forget. Honestly, I have that same issue with most aspects of life, though. Like, any appointments for the animals for the vet, I have to write it down alongside putting it in my phone's calendar. And this is even with them, like, giving me a reminder. They send you a text reminder at my vet, asking you to confirm. So you have to interact with the text. Confirm that the appointment has been made and that it is for such and such date at such and such time. I mean, it's literally just you text back C for confirmation. But that little bit of engagement definitely helps it stay in my brain. On top of, you know, the post-it notes I've got all over my desk, like, I still have the vaccination reminder cards for Blackie and Hector. Just, like, sitting on top of my desk. But yeah, if I ever get around to actually, like, installing alert bots for the chat, I can definitely do a Crystallarium reminder. Or a just processing machine reminder. I guess that would be more efficient. Because, like, I don't know that I want to... No, actually, I've already said before that I do want to do this challenge again, the Billion Gold challenge. But I want to do it with mods to make my life easier and see just how much quicker. Because, like, some of it'll be down to the mods, and some of it'll be down to what we've gained from just doing this first round of it. Because I've never, like I said, I never min-maxed money before. I've never had a need to. It was always just, like, casual playthroughs. Not even doing perfection or anything like that. Just having fun and doing the community center and just living on a farm. So now, after doing this one and the perfection run, I've got a little bit more of an idea of what works, what doesn't work, and what's okay, what's not okay. And what's, you know, kind of nice just for the aesthetic of it. Like, that's the whole reason we're gonna have that one crop field just separately. That's not gonna be ancient fruit, just to change things up, make it look a little better. Oh crap, we gotta go to the island too. See, Automate was the one that went to my mind immediately when I started doing Crystallariums. It's just like, I wish I had that mod. But I'm doing it vanilla. Honestly, another one that came to mind as like just one that would just be a mild quality of life improvement is the Scythe Harvest, or Harvest with Scythe, or whatever it's called. I can't remember. It's one I've heard people talking about that they use, and I've never used it myself before. Same thing with Automate. I've never used it myself. The only mods I've ever used is the easy fishing mod, because when I first started playing Stardew, I really could not fish. I could not grasp this fishing mechanic, and it was frustrating to me. So, Drew recommended I download an easy fishing mod, and just using that made it to where I was able to just get practice in with playing the fishing minigame and get better at it to the point where I could go fishing without the mod installed. And pineapples just to cap off the day. These are kind of our backup fruits just because, just in case things get a little rough over the winter. We've got the pineapples to carry us through. If nothing else, I kind of like the look of them. Just like all lined up around here. Oh, but yeah, the only other mod I used besides that was, I think it's CJB Cheats Menu. But that's one of those that, like, I use it for 5, 10, 30 minutes max. And then I've done all the things I wanted to do. I've explored all the things I wanted to explore, and I get bored. I get so incredibly bored that I just stop playing for a little bit. And then when I come back, I scrub my file of, or I scrub my game of mods and just completely forget about them for a little while. But I've never played with any mods, aside from the fishing mod. Like I said, that one definitely helped me get better at fishing in the game. I'm still not great at it, but it got to where I could actually fish. I've never played anything else that was useful, or that added more content, or just made the content slightly better. So that's one of the things I want to do, is just experiment with some of the mods. Just play around with it. See, honestly, that's one of the things I would do, is just, like, see how I wanted things to look. And then once I'd seen all I needed to see, you know, I was bored. So I just stopped playing. But yeah, this area down here is purely for the look of it. We don't have to let our animals out. They're perfectly content living in their barns. / coop. But I'm trying to make the farm profitable but pretty, if that makes sense. Now that we've reached a point where we've got kind of all of our ideas laid out, like we've got our crystallarium sheds, we've got our keg sheds, we've got our crop spacing, we can do things like have my fruit trees back, or have my mushroom trees. We can have just a random crop field, and I can have a spot for my animals to, even if I don't go and let them out, they have a yard they could technically be in. Okay, I need to fill up these last few that I just ran out of wine for. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and separate out 150 of these to keep in here. while I'm thinking about it, I know I said we have plenty of time, but I'll just go ahead and do it so that way it's not something I have to worry about later. See, exactly. That's why up until now, they've all just kind of been stuck in the barn. But now that we've got things kind of like organized and figured out, I can actually start decorating just for the sake of decorating. Honestly, I might even be able to get rid of some of our stuff that we've got crowded in here and decorate the house again. Because I definitely had to rearrange how we've got the house decorated to accommodate some of our crystallariums and perfection statues and stuff like that. Because this room down here was a, like, library. Basically, all the stuff that's in this little corner right here, it was all down here, along with a couple of extra things. I did still have the statues of perfection down there. Wait, I know nothing should be ready down here, but... Actually, these guys are close. They're already gold star, at least. Okay. Demetrius sent us an amethyst, and I don't really need that. Actually, I could go ahead and sell all these and see how much they go for. Just for fun. Okay. Let's pop over to the desert before I start harvesting, this row. Because I want to go ahead and get the iridium back over here. We have time today. There's nothing else that should be ready aside from the crystallariums. Because our kegs are all done until next week. We've got all our seeds for spring. So it's really just the crystallariums that need done. I don't even know how many we need, so I'm not going to worry about making them just yet. I'll do a count of them. Wait, hold on. I've got iridium on me I completely forgot to get rid of. But I'll do a count of how many we need to finish out that one shed after I get done harvesting. See, we're fixing to have, because, instead of using fences in-game, I use T-saplings. The only place I need to have actual fencing at is, on either side of anywhere I want a gate. So what I'm planning on doing is, now that we have the little section down at the bottom left of the farm for the animals, I need to make T-saplings, which is on my list of things I need to do. I need to make T-saplings so that we can put those down as their fencing. Because honestly, they don't deteriorate, and they look really nice. And then you got tea leaves. Come on, grab that one. Thank you. See, it might be kind of cool to do a playthrough. I mean, it would take a while, but a playthrough where you can really only make money from tea and coffee. Because, like, I think it would play along with that. There's a challenge where you can you have to open a restaurant as soon as you physically can, or quote-unquote a restaurant. You have to have a decorated shed on your farm. But you can only make money from selling freshly cooked items. Or from selling cooked items. That's pretty much all I know about that challenge. I feel like it might be even harder with coffee and tea, though. Actually, no, it might not be, because coffee is one of those plants that's like, once you have one, you can have infinite. And you can get them pretty easily once you have the mines open. Tea, you have to befriend Caroline for. Actually, so, yeah, that might actually be a good idea. A cafe. You can only make money by opening your own cafe, basically. And yeah, that's actually one of the main reasons I liked the Four Corners farm. Like I said, it's great for organization, but also I can save my time on fencing for most of it. I just need like a little section. No, and to be fair though, tea only has very basic ingredients that it needs. It's just those ingredients happen to be resources that I need for a lot of other things too. Especially clay. Like, clay is one of those things that I never have enough of. So wait, are you putting the tea plants in the garden pots for that room? And if so, do you have to water them if they're in the garden pots, or is it just the same as when they're outside? No watering? Alright, we only need 4 more crystallariums for in there. I'll go ahead and get those done so that way next time all we have to do is fill them up. We need those guys. I need to not get hung up on my shed. Okay. I wanted the fencing to start about here. And then I could probably let this one run a little further back. Because I think I'm going to have our entrance to this area right in here. Oh, shoot! I almost forgot all about The ostriches. Sure, you can be Wookie. Get another one of these guys going, and then I think it was Pep who was almost ready to be sold. Pep. Easy, 20,000 gold. All we have to do is make sure they are in here. And nobody else is ready for a little bit. And then, just because it's winter and if I don't do it at least once a week, I will forget about them. How's everybody looking on food? Yeah, they could have used a little bit. Go ahead and empty all this. And then, how far over do we want this to go? Okay, with the gate opening there for easy access there. Awesome. Alright, we don't have any more crystal flooring in there. Do we have any... We might have some down in our... Wait. No, I was seeing things. We might have some down in our keg chest. That might be where I left them. Because we can go ahead and put the flooring down around these trees. And maybe some of the ones in this lineup over here. Okay, that could definitely be a great idea then. Because, like, you could do the coffee in those. You don't have to water them if you use the deluxe retaining soil. The tea doesn't need watering at all then. So you could have some on your farm just in general as a... like, just on your farm. And then have some in your shed for decoration for the restaurant portion or cafe portion of the challenge. That could be a fun idea. I don't know if I'm gonna ever do it, but that could be a fun idea. I'm looking at all of the different challenges that people have come up with for Stardew Valley. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna do... Okay, these guys are all ready, so I can go ahead and fill up all of these. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of them, but there's quite a few of them that I'm looking at. Most of them tend to involve you can only make money from X thing. But there's a bunch of other challenges that might be fun. You know, the mermaid song is another one that's like just a really chill song. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Okay. Let me see if we can craft any tea plants while I'm here. Let's see. Tea saplings. We can make 7 because we need more wild seeds. 22 because we need more wild seeds. Let's see. We've got the winter wild seeds that we could use. That might actually be enough. And I know I've got some extra fencing and possibly some extra gates. Fencing. Well, I did have some. Did I deconstruct it? Or put it in the chest for deconstruction? Quite possibly. Oh, geez, dude. Go get some rest. We're fixing to end the stream anyways. Go get you some sleep. Sleep is important, okay? I'm literally just trying to get some, like, odds and ends done because I don't like going to bed super, super early in game. It just feels kind of wasteful. Okay, I think we want the gate to be right here. Then we're gonna have another one over here, probably. Oh, let's see. Dang, that's not even. That's not even spacing. That's gonna bug me. Well, when in doubt, just do one fencing there. And need an axe for that. Alright, maybe it's for the best that I didn't destroy those, because it's fine the way it is. We've got extras for decorating anywhere, but I think that's gonna do it. Get a good look at all the odds and ends that we had gathered up on our farm. As long as you don't have anything that you have to do tomorrow. By the way, golden eggs, still not worth it to turn into mayo. Just sell them. Most of this stuff, aside from obviously the rabbit's feet and the iridium wool, is worth it to process. I'm just lazy. And then we've got our miscellaneous gems alongside our diamonds. So honestly, not bad for just some random stuff that we've had collected for a little while. That puts us at 123,978,731 gold. That number should start increasing because we won't have to spend any more money at Robin's, whether it be for stones for making crystallariums or wood / the actual fee of building keg sheds. And we won't have to spend any more money at Clint's on ore. So honestly, it should get to the point where our money just starts coming in because we won't have to spend any money on anything extra. Actually, we shouldn't have to spend money on anything just in general unless I want to buy some more coffee. But I think we're at a place now where I have the time that I could just start making my own coffee. And we do have a decent amount of it that should be stockpiled. I don't remember the last time I checked this stockpile. Yeah, we've actually got enough for a few triple shots at the house. But either way, that's all I've got time for this time. My stomach is telling me that a handful of crackers was not the wisest choice as the only thing to put in my body today, and that I should eat. So we're gonna go ahead and call this one here. Yeah, we're pretty much just at the point where we're just gonna be waiting for our stuff to be done. I might try and look for some more stuff to get into, or we might just start sleeping until our preserves are, or not our preserves, but our indicators say that something is ready, and just start time skipping. I'm not sure which one we're gonna do. I know there's some cutscenes that we probably haven't seen that we could find, but I honestly don't know. We'll just play it by ear. Go get some rest, my dude. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, but yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna do. I'll look and see if there's anything that seems super interesting that we haven't shown off already on stream. If not, we'll just time skip. Either way, doesn't bother me. We're already 100 and almost 26, or this is 125 streams of this game, of this one playthrough of this farm. I think it's fine if we do a little time skipping in the future. But anyways, I stream every night from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time until usually 9 p.m. Stardew is a special case because I have a week time frame in game, and it could be less than 9 o'clock. It could be less than the time, or it could be significantly more than the time, just depending on what we're getting into. Actually, that's something I wanted to get into is decorating some of the stuff. So we might do that, start decorating some of the stuff, because we still need to do our mushroom farm. I want to rework some of the stuff on the island, and then we've got all kinds of things in town that we could do. I do like that idea that Wolf mentioned last time of lighting up the town, so that just like the valley in general, so that it's not so dark out. That could be fun and handy. That honestly, I probably should have been doing that from the get-go. Like, as we find torches, just going around and placing them. That would be very useful. But yeah. We are currently alternating between Stardew Valley and My Time at Portia, so we did Stardew tonight. We're going to be doing My Time at Portia tomorrow night. We are still resource grinding because I want to get a pretty decent stockpile of stuff, and I'm not ready to move forward in-game just yet. But we've got some new baby cows we need to take care of. We might look at Farmer McDonald's store and see what he's got that we might want to get. We might get some sheep or something. I don't know. We're just going to see what's going on. We might go ahead and finish off the DD stop and move it ahead just a touch. Like, just a little bit. But I don't want to do too much story progression because I'm having fun with the game. And I'm not ready for... I don't want to do like we did with No Place Like Home. I mentioned that a lot, but I really rushed that game. And I regret it every minute. But, yeah. In the description, there is a link to my fiance, Shiny Haunter, Drew, whatever you want to call him. He also streams every night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. He is currently alternating between TFT. I think the new set, I don't, forgive me for those of you that actually know TFT. I don't know if it's a set or if it's just a mid-set patch. I'm not that... He's told me, but my brain doesn't work. But I think he was getting a little tilted with this one, so that's fun. If you want to listen to somebody getting frustrated, but trying to have a good time with it, feel free to go check him out for that. Or if you just want to listen to somebody having a good time. He is also playing Fallout 4, which... he's been playing for... I want to say he's been playing it since before we got together, but it's been a constant. Our entire relationship is Fallout 4. I've made this joke before, but Preston Garvey is marking things on my map in my sleep half the time. That game lives rent-free in my thoughts. So yeah, I'm actually probably, if we finish up streaming before he does, I will probably be jumping onto his streams just to kind of catch gameplay, because I actually understand everything that's going on in that game, even if I haven't played it myself. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to go find some food. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And until next time, bye-bye.